Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new series of sorts. And this is what you see here is this is the same dynasty, but it's in a different setting. And what I mean, ladies and gentlemen, is that, well, this is what I would call a spin-off series of sorts. So technically, this is still the first playthrough from Asturias, but we considered the main Asturian story is already ended. Now we're going to follow the story of this same dynasty, but completely different setting. So, in front of you right now, front and center, is Queen Aldona of the Crusader Kingdom of Sindh. That's right, Sindh. Sindh. That is the region in the Lower Indus Valley in Western India, or modern-day Pakistan if you want to be more, say, modern or today's part of. Next to her is some Greek king, which he wore a Phrygian cap, so I thought, well, let's just keep from wearing that. Just some old genius anyhow that we're married to. And down there is her daughter, and heir, for now, also named Aldona for some reason, but then again, that's just the way the game names it. And you're wondering, why is Queen Aldona dressed in Indian armor while wearing a European crown? Well, there's more to that. So, and I'm sure some of you are going to be asking, so why on earth are you doing this series? Like, isn't there supposed to be a second series supposed to be? Yes, I will do the second series as scheduled. It's just I want to do this one because I felt that, well, this is too good of an opportunity to pass. So, look, the Empire of Hispania story is ended, but the story of this timeline, the first playthrough of this entire timeline is not ended yet. Now, it's her story, and it's for her branch of the dynasty to rule the kingdom of the Indo-Hispanians, or the Hispano-Indians, whatever you want to call it. But I have a goal in mind for this series. No, we are not going to rule all of India with this dynasty. Save that for the future Indian series, because it would be proper if an India dynasty were to unite all of India in a future Indian series. So, why are we doing here in the Indus? Well, before we hit continue to go to the setting at hand, here's what my main goal is, at least for now in this series until circumstances, doesn't go our way. And that's, well, we're down here in the Kingdom of Sindh, in the Lower Indus Valley. We will work our way up to the Punjab region, and then we'll take a left turn up to the Hindu Kush Mountains into Kabulistan, and then head to the Emirate of Bactria. So that way I'll figure out a way how to form the Empire of Bactria, Hispano-Bactrian Empire. So for now, it's the Indo-Hispanian Kingdom. It will eventually become the Hispano-Bactrian Empire. Again, use whatever names you want to use for you viewers. So that's enough of this 4-minute intro. So now this is the story of Queen Aldara. I thought it was Aldona, but that's Aldara. So apologies in advance to her. She is Fernandez. That's her. That means daughter or son of, or child of Fernandu, who is the emperor of Hispania. So, to the Kingdom of Sindh. So here we are, Kingdom of Sindh. Next to us is the Empire of Hispania, ruled by my father, Fernandu Asturias. So, yes, this is my father, an emperor, who helped us win the kingdom, the Crusader Kingdom of Sindh. So yes, they still got the huge military strength, whereas in ours, well, we got a lot of levies and special soldiers, which we got no knights. We'll get them in a moment. So we have holy warriors with us, which they will stand down on succession. I'm 19 years old, and I'm going to be around for a while now. And also, Witch Coven, which means, yes, if you recall the Asturias series, ever since Osiriel I, the founder of the empire, ended the Reconquista, Crusader, Witch Emperor, all that. Anyways, he started this, what he calls, family tradition. With, created a witch coven, and then it passed down for generation and generation. And now we bring the witch coven to here in Sindh. But fortunately, the Hindus and the Buddhists here, they accept witchcraft. They don't mind that stuff. Whereas to the Catholics around us and a few Muslims here, they don't like that stuff, is the witchcraft. And you probably noticed why right now, before I show you a bit more of it, of why is the domain like over 1? And look at the domain limit below. It says 8. So the game hasn't registered yet because... And in case you were wondering, it's like, okay, how did we get here? Is the question. So let me bring you the origin story. We hail from the Kingdom of Asturias at the very beginning of episode 1, during the Reconquista period. We eventually made our way down and unite all of Hispania, and Hispania increased in size thanks to vassals or conquest by the emperors, even going as far up as England and Ireland. Oh, and Iceland too. Failed to notice that too. Well, we reach from, by we, I mean the dynasty of ours, House Benevente, descendants of this dynasty of Visigothic origin. Yes, we are the descendants of the Visigoths that span from Iceland to India, just only the western part. We do not desire to go further in because that would be too much trouble. And how on earth did the Hispanians get to the Middle East? Well, it all started by a claim that was held by, what's this guy's name? It was him, Akab Nurez, of the Abbasid Lisboa Duchy. So, he's a descendant of the Abbasids, which the Abbasids are still around today. He is the house head of this particular cadet branch of the Abbasids. So as far as, like, where did this descendants come from? Let's just look at it briefly, alright? Open up the dynasty tree. Akab, he came from Nuri. Akab, oh, let me zoom out a bit so we can see better. Shows it there. Well, they came from Kufa. They held so the question is, how did they get to, there it is. It was this man who was branched off of it and became a Catholic convert. And that's how we got Akab, which that was the man that we later, yes, you're correct, Duchy of Baghdad and Kufa. That's how we got to Baghdad for the Hispanians. And we took parts of more of Mesopotamia, and then we got to Persia. Not all of Persia because of the forces of the Grand Emirate of Khorasan, led by the Mervids, descendants of the Tahirids, a dynasty of Tajik origin, I believe. No, not like that. Examine them a bit more. Open up the dynasty tree. There's the dynasty head. Yes, they were of a Tajik origin. Been around since the very beginning of that series, in fact. Actually, it goes further back. All the way back to him. So they've been around for a long time. are the Tahirids. Which I would say, for this purpose of this series, the Mervid Grand Emirate is going to be our main antagonist, not the Indians. Because of the Hispanian Mervid wars had been ongoing. And through the Persian conquest is what led to conquering Hormuz and then Tamakran, and this became the staging area for the crusade of the Kingdom of Sindh, which was unformed until now. And the last time that Sindh was in existence was once held by Badar of Malwa, House Sindh, Pratihara dynasty descendants, which, unfortunately, the Gujar Pratihara dynasty is extinct. He was the last living member of it, I believe, or at least cadet branch of that. No living members of the Pratihara. So it was destroyed, slain in battle by Tibetans. And now the Kingdom of Sindh is now ruled by a Catholic queen. And this is the setting of our story here. So, hold on, just give me a moment, because I was wondering, it's like, hey, why is this map not moving? Because that seems troubling. Or should I just unpause and just, actually, just a moment. I didn't do anything on the game yet, so let me exit out of it and then come back in. I mean, I didn't adjust anything, so just a second. Just a little snafu on the beginning of it. Yeah, we already told you the backstory. Now let's get to the actual situation at hand. So yes, we could see here that these are the European armies that actually came, and the Imperial army has already went back home. And the reason I just chuckled a bit because of that little snafu thing. Anyways, we're going to see it registered the domain limit back to 8. And as I look around here, these are the areas I personally control. In Dabol, back then I pronounced it as Dabol, but I think I have to correct it a bit. I think it's Dabol, because the U there. Because I'm unfamiliar with Sindhi or Sanskrit or even possibly Urdu, you know, if you want to talk about Pakistani geography today. So, Dabol is our capital. We also control Ranikot, Mansura, Sivistan. So that's all 4 of them. And since it's a Crusader kingdom, that means other foreigners have come here to rule, such as a fellow Asturleonese with me. But I know I'm over my domain limit, but just give us a second. And up north is the Duchy of Bakar, which he holds all of it, in fact, and a baron. And these are of a Cisalpine origin. And you know, I fear that, you know, what happened to the past Crusader kingdoms back in Europe, such as Burgundy and a few others that became, well, part of the empire. And knowing her, I mean Aldara, not Aldara. Aldara. I'll say Aldara. Now anyways, I haven't talked much about her. Again, this is the reason why she's dressed like this. She's wearing Indian armor, just to blend in with the geography here, where we live. The headwear is default, which is that Western European crown. And the hair is rolled up braids, if you look close enough. And you may notice the, I was about to say earrings, but it's not exactly like it, but it's around the ear. So the rolled up braids is just one of the Indian hairstyles. It's just another way of blending in with the local culture. and gave myself no cloak because I'm wearing armor. So that's what she looks like right now. And as for King Constantius, this Orthodox Greek who decided to come with it on this adventure here, there's a big gap in age, but he's a genius. And this is what led to giving birth to a genius daughter. But however, Aldara is not a genius. She's robust. She doesn't have the full strength of the Herculean of the father, but the medium boost to help and 4 prowess is good enough. And she is excellent at prowess. She's diligent, she is honest, but she's also sadistic, so morally she's half and half. But be careful when you do things that are stressful, because being diligent gives you a slight big boost on the stress gain, so I ought to be careful with whatever decisions you're going to make. Oh, and this is what he wears, in case you're wondering. High Indian nobility clothing, again, playing with the geography here, and a Phrygian cap, because that's what he wore before he became king. And I'm not going to give him a crown, because to me, he doesn't deserve a crown. He must keep that Phrygian cap, because I like to think that's his favorite hat. Remember who you were. Remember where you came from. You are a compassionate, gregarious, and zealous, as they call him, gracious planner. And before she became the Queen of Sindh, or Queen of the Indus if you want to be more theatrical, she was a bold villain, they called her. But she is a Crusader Queen. So ignore negative culture opinion. I guess that means local culture around here. So less retreat losses, less friendly fatal casualties. Faith hostility advantage. I mean, no doubt we'll be fighting against Hindus, Buddhists, and Tajiks up there. Big controlled growth, popular opinion up, and opinion of Crusader Queen characters. If there are any of them out there like that. Again, she didn't fight for this kingdom. It's just that father gave it to her. In which he's going to be around for a while longer. Even though I will outlive him, but that means at some point in future generations, we will be the communications with the Empire will be severed. And we have to fend for ourselves. And we will do so. And I recall another thing. How the Crusader kingdoms like Burgundy became part of the Empire. I don't want any part of Sindh to return back to the Empire or any part of Europe, so I'm actually planning on getting rid of them. As in revoke. Yes, I have the limited crown authority. I could increase it, but that means more vassal levy contribution and feudal tax, which is good. And also, vassals cannot wage war against other vassals unless they use a hook on their liege. Cannot be inherited outside the realm. All vassals who refuse title revocation or vassal retraction are considered criminals. That's true. I mean, knowing her, since she's sadistic and probably, power hungry, knowing that she's got the kingdom to herself, and she can hold more land than needs to, so we gotta take advantage of this. So, first order of the day. Pass High Crown Authority, which will have quite a bit of increased prestige, a decrease of spending prestige. I'm already exalted among men, but I'm a devoted servant, but not quite yet to becoming paragon of virtue. Which I need to get there, which gives me the ability to holy war for kingdoms. Particularly looking at you, Punjab, because, well, actually 2 duchies will do. Before we take a sharp left turn to Kabulistan, which is going to be a big chunk of land that we will take for our road to Balkh, to Bactria. That's our goal here. We don't intend to go deep into India, because there's too many Hindus for us to take on. And do not be afraid to ally with the Hindus. They might prove to some use to us. So we look forward to forming the Bactrian Empire. But unfortunately, there are no Afghans in bulk. It's all Tajik. The Afghans are down here, which fortunately, there is one part of Sindh that is Afghan, so we cannot get rid of that culture. They're going to be of use to us, are the Afghans. Unless we get a guest or somebody that is of an Afghan origin, and then, well, we'll keep them around. Speaking of guests, I don't have a physician, do I? Oh, okay, we gotta start inviting people. We got all this money, so it's about time we start to spend it. We can convert to local culture, which, by the way, Sindh is a mixture of Rajputs and Sindhi with a tiny bit of Afghan. No Asturleonese, which I may have to import that culture here. And on this side of the Indus, Maturid Islam is here. And whereas there's a tiny bit of a Sri Kula Shakti Hinduism, but mostly Vajrayana Buddhist, which would be considered as the majority faith of the region. But, however, it is a Buddhist faith in decline. That particular one. Mahayana is still popular, and Ari is catching on, really. Too bad no holy sites that belongs to, you know, in that area of Afghanistan. Because there used to be Afghan Buddhists, you know. But for now, we're going to remain committed Catholics. But not forever. We're not going to be Catholics forever. We'll change our religion whenever it's absolutely necessary. So, any able-bodied men, come on over. Any claimants, come on over here. Physician, get over here. Now I must go on a pilgrimage, because I don't want to start revoking people yet. So, I will go on a pilgrimage. At least it's less expensive because it's a kingdom now. Exceptionally long, exceptionally long, exceptionally long, exceptionally long. The shortest route is Jerusalem. Still held by the Kingdom of Jerusalem and Arabia, and even made its way into Egypt. The remnants of the Arabian Empire is nearly being swept away. So, let's just go be safe and go to Jerusalem. It's going to be a very long pilgrimage. If I'm ever going to do a second one, I'll go to Santiago. You know, back to home. So I'm going to spend a bit of money on that. This is the money that we've earned for forming the Crusader state. And this is my Archbishop, Masoud, of a Mashriqi Arabic origin. Which is good. First order of the day. Well, actually, this is the easiest to convert. It'll take us 9 years. If only you were better, but what could? And the assist ruler, since he has a genius, he will do just about anything that we need. The only thing I'm not good at is intrigue, because I'm too honest. This is what I mean by half and half. So, stick with the assist ruler. Figures. So, you're the best candidate to be Chancellor. Now for Steward. This mayor. Again, all the opinions are going to go up because of the domain limit. And this, however, we need you to introduce the Asturleonese culture here, which it'll take 6 years. Courtier, Peshang, Afghan. Alright, you'll be the marshal then, despite our differences in culture, and we need that to increase the size and reinforcement rate. And finally, who gets to be the spy master? Not you, because we're planning on getting rid of you to prevent this realm to going to the Empire or anyone else's. I want all control to myself. military Afghan. Well, for now, you're just gonna help disrupt schemes. Because we are strangers in a foreign land. And now the military, before I go on a pilgrimage, since we have no men-at-arms regiments. So, we need to bring in the mangonels, for starters. And based on the realities of the drylands region, and our plan is to go up to the Punjab, up to the Punjab region, and eventually reaching the mountains. So, let me see. What are you good against? In fact, reflect on this. Who are we facing? Oh, they got nothing. We know the Tajiks are powerful. They got plenty of cavalry, so get the pikemen. And they're good at fighting in hills and mountains, and can counter any kind of cavalry. So that we will also spend. And who could forget, we'll introduce the caballeros into the Indus. The only ones that are qualified to fight in the drylands and the plains of the Indus Valley. And good against archers. So just let them build up. Don't go overboard with the money. We have no knights, but they'll be coming in soon. And we still got holy warriors, order knights. Good against spearmen. They'll be with me for a long time. Even though I have a stewardship education and I already have taxwoman. Collect taxes effectiveness. You know, despite my stewardship education, and I kind of prepare myself to deal with any situation, so I'd rather go for chivalry. Because I'm going to need every advantage I can get. And we'll work on this route. Don't know if I'm going to be gallant all the way, but any bit of martial would be nice. It's going to take a while because it's going to be every 3 years I'll pick up a perk. Unless events happen. And after the gallant, then I'll go straight to stewardship. When we settle in here. So for now, go on a pilgrimage. After I return from the pilgrimage, then I'm going to get rid of these vassals and have all the land to myself. I'll have as much land as I can control. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of God. My destination lies far from home, my new home. But in service to heaven, even my own realm must wait. It's time to depart to Jerusalem. Pilgrimage. Yeah, I noticed. I've never seen that symbol before. I was just looking at it for, being theatrical, but here it is. The world is full of dangers, even to a queen and her court. As per my request, my servants have acquired after recommendations. Now they have assembled a few options to choose from. Yeah, here's another thing I should bear well in mind. Aldara, Fernandu, Benavente, should be kept in mind that this is the very first female character that I've ever played in Crusader Kings 3, so she'll turn 20 this year. Alright. We got a Kashmiri, who's intelligent, he's also contrite and deviant. Yike. But he's an herbalist and a physician. Oh, he's not going to be around for long. That would be a bad investment. Gomez, a handsome, eager reveler and a military man, to be the physician. Or a Gujarati Jain, who is a mastermind philosopher and a mystic. And he's feeling fine. Well, we're going to take a total stranger in here. A Gujarati Svetambara Jain, which we Catholics consider the Jains evil, but they consider us as hostile. Monasticism, asceticism, Adaric pacifism. It's the Jain faith. They're the ones that preach non-violence as the first and foremost vow. They are compassionate, honest, calm, and temperate. But there's a lot of things that they view as total sins. So, Kirtivarman claims to be trained in alternative medicine. I will spend a bit of money for it, but it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to have a mystic around. Oh, we got our first faction already. I'd like to see you try. Our first guest. Well, a couple of guests, so. Move. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, we have no righty, and we just, like, anybody who wishes to be our knights, and any claimants that may be of some use to us. So, a fellow Tajik who has claims of Togmaid, Miri, Merv. Oh, that's deep in the Khorasan. I know where Merv is. I doubt I'll press it for you. I mean, we're considered a bit weak right now. Now here's Ramachandra Chalda. Chalda is a Gujarati origin, but he's Hindustani and a Vaishnavite Hindu. It's the one they view Vishnu as the Supreme Lord, and the most important of the Devas, and has many incarnated avatars such as Rama and Krishna. Each of these various incarnations work to restore the balance to the universe. Esotericism, reincarnation, bhakti. Well, then again, they consider us hostile, which means they're going to be alright with me. And I know I'm a female, but he doesn't particularly like it when it's, something that's male-dominated. But he's average. And I was about to say, are you actually bringing your wife with you? Located in Sanda. Oh, she lives right next door. Across the Indus, she's over there. We'll recruit any fighting man here. Can't bring your wife over, but that's at your behest. Now put on your Indian armor. Look closely. This is what it looks like compared to me. I wake to the noise of chaos in camp, but only it takes me a few moments to realize what is happening. We are under attack. Bandits are swarming our tents and wagons, while our guards do what they can to resist. Where is my sword? I'll drive these dogs away. It's probably the first time that they're going to see the Emperor's daughter in action, and that's fighting against the... Oh! I was wounded while fighting. Well, even if I got it, it would be a good bit of prestige, but... It was a slight wound. Very, very slight, because I got over the wound as fast as before. I could say a scratch, but I guess he didn't. Leia Avazid. She claims to have a duchy of Hormuz. Khuzestan. Hormuz. Oh, Hormuz. Over there in the Empire. I can't do that. Anyways. To the heroic Queen Aldara. Your valor is like a gnarled root. I wish only to sniff your smock, that I may know that you're as thin as you look from afar. You and I belong together. These lines are but a bleak reflection of my feelings for you, and I'll do anything to prove my loyal affections. Signed, Peshang. That's my marshal. I'll just give him a chance. You know I'm married to an old man, so you flatter me, my lord. I'm married to an old genius. But be careful. These populace. It seems I've not taken well to all this travel. Perhaps it is the strange lands filled with unfamiliar air, or perhaps my furs are not warm enough. Either way, my cough has been persistent for weeks, and this morning I could barely muster the strength to get out of bed. Do I even have the strength to continue onwards? This is no time to give up. I may be ill right now, but I'm robust. I ain't scared. Plus, Ketivarman, the Gujarati mystic, will treat me well. When I return, you're gonna pay for your arrogance. We'll soon have 10,000 some odd soldiers, and possibly more. We have ourselves another, I guess. Emirate of Kiraman. Oh, we got a big one! Bakara. I recognize these places. Yeah, but the problem is, well, he's doing poor right now. And he's a grouch. And he's got a lot of traits. Well, damn, he's more than a guest. He should be my knight. I'll be willing to pay big. I mean, that man should be my knight. I mean, once he gets over his wound, which I hope the Gujarati man will take care of him just fine. If I had the ability to press your claim, I'd will. But the problem is that their strength is rather similar to us. They don't have much money, and losing it, so he can't afford mercenaries. Look, I know it's going to break truth, but if we put him there now, that would make him more cooperative to us. But there's a lot of different targets you could choose from. Yeah. Anywhere closer? No. Wow. As I said before, look, you may have all these unpressed claims, but I cannot deny your skill. How'd you like to be my knight? Yes. Put on that Iranian or Arabic armor. My brother's been taken prison. Oh, here. And my brother's the king of Persia. Well, he's been disfigured for a while. Now, anyways, I am finally here, body and soul, at the great church of Jerusalem. As the bishop offers me blessing, I reflect on everything that's happened to me, to happen for God to bring me here at this moment in time. I have walked the holy path. So I will have a big jump in piety thanks to the armed pilgrimages tenet. That's the reason why I want to get up to Paragon of Virtue as quickly as possible, so that we may use the Kingdom, Holy War for Kingdom War against the Tajiks, not the Punjabi. Big jump. We'll get there in no time. Despite the fact that I'm a sadist. If those that ask for liberty, I'll kick both of them out when I return. So my journey has been a long one, but I've finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed in how the priest and bishop treat me. I have undergone the journey of a holy woman, and they insisted to change something about me, whether I could see myself or not. It's good to be home. We know the culture head is my father, in which he's still searching divine right. I mean, if we compare it to the Sindhi and the Rajputs, well, they have some good stuff, but they do not have this. So that's the reason why we are importing the Asturleonese culture to here. We're trying to have a few settlers here. We don't want to turn all Asturleonese, just only certain areas of it. And as I said before, don't be afraid to make allies with the Hindus when the situation presents itself. The only one that matches our strength are the Tajiks and their allies. So these are our knights. Oh, we got another guest just now. Good tomorrow. An Asturleonese for once. Nice to see someone who speaks my language. Lady Aldara, my brave lionheart. My Marshal Pashang is kneeling in dust before me, right hand above his heart. Well, he desires to bring you honor and happiness. Pray tell me, how can I prove my love to you? Remember, don't go too far on this, because, you know, criminal excommunication. Do you want to risk it? Anyways, I'd like to have a pet. You know, either of these two pets, that would be good for me. I want a preferred companion. Let's continue. Give me a pet. I thought long and hard, my treasure. The Shang says as he gently places the basket like this. What would a perfect companion for such a loyal and energetic soul creature yourself? And hit me. Nothing would hit you better than a dog. The Shanga removes the blanket covering the basket, revealing a little puppy. It jumps at me, stumbling over the edge of the basket in sheer excitement. I'll take such good care of you. Loyal dog. +1 diplomacy and +1 prowess. That's always needed. Oh, thank you. I was about to say, as I pet the dog on the head, he happily wags his tail. What name would suit him? Something historical? Something alluding to his black fur? A black dog. It is an important decision. And as the dog rolls over to let me pet his stomach, I find myself distracted a while. Oh wait, I know. I will name him Shadow. Sadistic. Even though I'm not really good with intrigue, but still. A black dog named Shadow. Sounds intimidating. Now we gotta increase the size of men at arms further. Increase it to 5. 5. 5. I know we're spending a lot of money and the income's gonna go down, but once we get all the way up, then I will begin to kick these people out of here. So I can have it all to myself, all the good income and whatnot. Speed up a little. Nothing much you could do. And don't do any hunting or feasting, or petting your dog. There's no reason for that yet. I would love to create the cadet branch for myself, but he had a line of succession and none of the ancestors belong to my current house. In a matrilineal marriage. I am in a matrilineal marriage. It's this thing here. The Shang is not the only one trying to win my approval. More and more I'm often approached by my vassal, the mayor of Echo, fellow Asturleonese. His converts have been gone from polite to intimate. The Shang has not taken kindly to his attentions. We challenged him to a duel. When I got there, the thing was already finished, and the mayor stood triumphant over the battered enemy. Really? What's your prowess? 5 versus the mayor with 4. And yet, you aren't a military man. What bad luck of you. Jealousy does not become you, Pashang. He loses prestige. I just saw that pop up. And all these treaties, including Punjab, will not expire until 10 years. 9 years now. Unless someone dies. But that'll be up to my chancellor to shorten the truces of everybody. While we will introduce the Asturleonese culture in our capital. But we're not going to spread it all over the place, just only at the areas where we can convert back locally, if needed. Another Asturleonese. Rough terrain expert. Oh. We got someone good. Not only to be a good knight, but also a potential commander, in case if I'm not going to be leading my army. Kinsman. Also, I didn't pay attention too much to the structures here. What do we have? Homesteads, there's mud brick towers, there's camp cooks and wooden barracks. Oh, and of course, we don't have a duchy building. What did the Emperor have as his duchy building back in Cordoba? Which is still the imperial capital, apparently. His duchy building was military schools. Increased knight effectiveness, army gold maintenance. Yeah. We should do the same. Remember, we're a military family, a dynasty. This makes sense for military academies. I don't think he created officers' academies. Very well. Let's build that here while we wait for peace treaties to expire. And some of these places don't have as good income. Oh, so that's why we have so many knights. Exalted among men from domain. From domain. This one. No wonder. I don't even like that. Even though we don't have camel riders because we're of the wrong culture. Trading posts. Sura. Anything with more money. Because we're kingdom sized here. Oh, this is mainly levy territory. That we can upgrade those and increases reinforcement range. Alright, don't spend any more. Just wait for the men-at-arms regiments to be at full, so that way we can have a bit more income. And I need to hold more land personally to get even more income. As I woke this morning and saw the rays of sunshine falling through my window, it took me a moment to realize I slept soundly for the first time in weeks. Did not wake up coughing once. Glad to be well again. Now we can get to work. How you feeling, old man? We know you're an Orthodox Christian and zealous, so I can't make you convert to my faith. Just continue to be a good genius. I could have sworn I thought I said 500 each. Do that one more time. I know you can go up all the way to 8, but 500 is reasonable. Now, don't spend any more. Yes, soon these men are not going to be my knights anymore, but they're soon going to be out of here. Greetings, Queen Aldara, and your vassal Count Alfonso insulted me gravely. He had the audacity to name me a cold-hearted doxy in front of my court. I demand satisfaction for this slight. Signed, Dakurani Tariovo. A native Sindhi. Okay, Alfonso will plead for your forgiveness publicly, because he doesn't understand the land here. This is totally foreign for him. Anyways, as me and my counselors are gathering for a meeting, my dog Shadow approached me with begging eyes and a drooping tail. He does not like to be left alone, but this is an important meeting. He will join me. Every council loses 5 opinion. Respect. Hopefully, nothing bad happens. Nothing happens. Oh, I'm sorry, Queen Aldara, says my steward, Mayor Vahab. I have to disagree with what you just... Shadow gives a guttural growl, and Mayor Vahab jerks back, looking from the dog to me and back. On second thought, I think it's a great idea. Such a good voice, Shadow. The dog intimidated him. What's absurd is that in Islam, they revered... No, you're thinking of the Zoroastrians. Zoroastrians like dogs. Muslims do not like dogs, they like cats. So... But then again, you're an old man with no prowess. So give and take. Oh, what are these guys up to? Defending against Savrica. Holy War for the Vilia of Bambur. Where? Bambur. Oh, just click on it, you'll see the target. Down here. They want to connect the empire together here. So at least the Tajiks are kept busy. They don't have the money to hire mercenaries, but they're still a sizable lot. May have to get a second pikeman men-at-arms whenever we find the time to fight them properly. Now we're picking up income again, because we finished filling up our men-at-arms here. Don't forget the holy rollers. Into year. Yikes. This is what I mean by I have to get rid of all of them. Have all this land to myself, and more land means more income. We'll do that in just a second. Just want to check a few things. So in more than a year's time, I will have more piety in our culture. Our creation will be less. There is no end to the opinions and wants of my daughter and heir Aldara. Half the time she is trying to tell me what to do instead of the other way around. Formidable or aggravating, this is a fine line to walk. She's bossy, huh? Does she have a guardian? No. Who taught you such things? Let me raise you because you're my only child. And you may one day, if I don't get a son by now, rule all of Sindh. Interestingly, well, we can't do anything. Just sit here, do nothing, get rid of the vassals very soon. Just wait till we have at least 500 gold for the war chest. A civil war chest. But then again, you can always ask His Holiness for more gold, even though I'll be spending a good deal of the piety. And yeah, why not? The Pope is so far away from me that whatever he says to me, I ain't gonna take much of his orders. I'm not gonna even join a crusade. Just give it to me. You're gonna be the first person to be revoked. Oh, he's definitely gonna be accepted, because he knows that the fact that if he refuses, that's treason. And my personality. It may cause tyranny, but I mean, that's from my general opinion of subjects. As I said, I want you out of here. Now. Now he's my rival, and no longer my knight. So he's unlanded in Sonda still. Alright, what do we got here? not too much control, which, well, we'll do something about that. In the meantime, this has homesteads, tower houses, and a hunter's lounge, and crop fields. More crop fields. Well, this is drylands, and we have the Indus to provide it, and also more levies for us. Okay, let me see. I hold 5, and I need to hold 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So, once I get rid of him, then not all of it is going to be. Give me the whole duchy, and he might accept. And if he doesn't, well then, we're just going to have a brief civil war, in which we will no doubt win. And then I will appoint newer, lower vassals, as I will rule over both the duchies of, just a second, duchies of Zalvira and Bakar. What say you? And I know the general opinion is going to go down big time, but that's public opinion. No, that's courtiers, not of the people. Because I'm a Crusader Queen, and we'll soon introduce our culture here. Which it'll take about, how long? 4 more years left. Too bad Mahab isn't going to be around any longer, so our progress may be hindered. Yep. And I like how he says, "Peace be with you." It seems there's no recourse for our dispute other than to settle on the battlefield. Vastly inferior. We shall meet in battle then. Raise the troops. It's going to be a bit expensive, and it's going to take about 3 days to gather. Now, in a practical area, as far as supply limit is concerned, actually it's pretty good land, despite the number of levies we have. And they say you're a cautious leader. But no, I'm going to lead the troops. I may not have any commander advantage versus this man who has, well, he's reckless, so he may have a good battle rolls against me. But he's got no men at arms. He's got a few knights. While we have a mixture of knights from various cultures and beliefs. And yes, even my Greek genius is going to lead the front. Let's go. Could have moved the rally point, but no, I just want to be dramatic. To start from here and lead the troops there. Catch him. Passing through Mohenjo-daro. I recognize that place. It's one of the few ancient cities where Indian civilization began. But now it's grown. Now the Indus is about to see its first bloodshed. We will win decisively. Don't expect me to get killed because of my prowess. Hopefully we can capture the Duke in time. Now to the capital. Shadow, run. I'm out riding my dog Shadow beside me when he suddenly runs off into the drylands. My retinue assures me he will come back, but what if he doesn't? Heal, Shadow! I said heal! Wait for me! I find Shadow after a few minutes of searching, happily wagging his tail, pretending like nothing is wrong. He is clutching something in his mouth, and as he gently places it before me, I see it's a couple of golden coins. Thank you. Doesn't help cover for the war effort. Oh, this is the mayor, so ransom him. We'll take anything for money. He was the only... 3 months. Fair enough. We'll take a bit of attrition hit, but these are acceptable losses. Oh yeah, do not forget the Order Knights are another men-at-arms are still with us, besides the pikemen and the caballeros. There's a big breach, but nothing on the populace and the supplies. Is it love? I could scarce remember what my life was like before Peshang declared his love for me. I am flattered, but also overwhelmed by his attentions. I find myself longing for some peace and quiet. Yet I cannot help but worry. Would I be throwing away my only prospect of true love? That cannot be right, can it? Well, yes, I'm a tyrant. I'm sadistic, but I'm honest about it. Well, he deserves a kiss at least for his devotion to me and his services as marshal and knight. So he will not be my soulmate. Don't get any ideas. Crash. Where am I? What's going on? I peer into the darkness, my eyes adjusting. God, there is someone by the bedroom window. I scramble out of bed, reaching for the dagger on the nightstand. The intruder grasps my arm, tugs, spin around, sinking deep blade into his stomach. He looks at me for an endlessly long moment. His lips move without sound, then he falls to the ground. Aldara, are you alright? By the window stands none other than Peshang, blade in hand, ready to defend me. I throw myself into his arms and he holds me tight. We share one kiss, sweet like honey. Just a bit of love, alright? But you will not be my soulmate. Again, that's how you pronounce his name. It's Peshang. Iranian name. Plus, it's 2 days left in this switch. Captured his wife. We have your wife. Oh, and she's pregnant too. What happens if a child is born in prison? Don't get any ideas. How much is she's worth to you? Oh, can't afford the ransom, eh? Well, looks like your child's gonna be born in prison. Oh, check the fortifications. 4, 3. This was 3. 3, 3. Just pick the one that has the easiest place to get her. Oh no, this is the one with 2 baronies. Okay, fine. Go after this one. Oh, and he just raised his army. Tommaso himself. Siraj Jitakri. I'm sitting around a map table with Mayor Vassals and Mayor Ovek discussing our strategy for the ongoing war. Vassals bangs his fist on the table and loudly proclaims we should charge the enemy directly and crush them with the sheer might of our armies, while Oveku sits back and patiently advocates us to secure critical locations and wait for the enemy to come to us instead. It is my right to decide our ultimate course of action. Oh, that's my spy master. Oh, that tyranny stuff. Yikes. I'll just say that he has the right idea here. You should sway people. Why aren't you swaying? He could kill you in your sleep. The hell you were thinking? This is why I want him to disrupt schemes. My intrigue is poor. Anything could happen to me at this point. This will take about 4 months. Pretender rebels. Peasant uprising. Oh, that's a big uprising. The Emperor is at war in a holy war kingdom of East Francia. East Francia? You declared a kingdom-sized holy war. Oh boy. They're moving on up. Who's there? To the impressive Queen Aldara of Sindh. Your false religion has kept your subjects in the darkness for too long. In the name of Tripura Sundari, I shall bring the true faith to them and free them from your blasphemy. A holy war for the Duchy of Sylvia. Rajputana. And they're going to be bringing many friends soon. Easy, getting busy. Hey. This may sound like a... You're gonna need... This may sound like a bad idea as far as, No. I only have a daughter. Wait 1 sec. We know you have an alliance, but... This is to have an alliance. We need your help. We can't do this alone. Rajputana wants Sindhu back. He's a devoted servant, so that's why he declared a duchy-sized holy war. Taking advantage of us. Fortunately, the man isn't the healthiest right now. And his heir? Not so much. Spindly. Runs quite in the family. We'll deal with them soon. You're going to be bringing in bowmen, and their allies are going to bring a lot more to the table, including trebuchets. Superior siege weapons compared to ours. I'm going to recruit you. I don't care, fight well. Any able-bodied knight help. Defend our front. Defend our country. We'll get a bit more tax income. Oh, here they come. They're bringing in allies. Finish this siege. Thank you, Father. I will gain some dread, imprison them, and I will revoke all the titles and raise more troops. Oh dear, all of this is mine. Well, we can get reinforced through this. Head to Sonda. Here. We just gotta wait for the Persian army to get here. There's only about 3,000 of them, but as far as strength is concerned, well, we're on our own for now until the Persians get here. And hope he doesn't have another war that he's called up to. mean, we're of kin. Too bad I don't have another child, otherwise these are the people I would like to ally with. That's with the Kingdom of Gujarat. Rajputana would have been a good ally for us, but it's not to be, unfortunately. The Holy Orders are not available at this time. There's always mercenaries. Go up here. They're not together in the army. Beat them separately. Divide and conquer. Increased prowess reduces the risk of commanding armies. Our finest hour. Even though they're of a Hindustani origin. But still, we gotta stop these Rajputs. We're calling them by that nationality, not by ethnicity. Don't go too far. Persian army has arrived. Let's meet them. A commoner of Afghan heritage has been accosted in the streets of Davao for some minor offense. By making a statement of defense, I perhaps could convince my spymaster Mayor Vassals to be equally Afghan of my good character, but I might risk alienating my Asturleonese peers. It's 95. I wouldn't worry about the progress, though. We are of a superior moral fiber. I stumble upon my vassal Count Lamberto crouching beside my dog Shadow vigorously scratches stomach. This dog here is quite a charm, my lady. He is a good boy. So the only Count here. Well, I'll get rid of you once we deal with this problem. If they're... yeah, they may go to the capital, which will work for me. There's the Rajput forces. I'm sure they're going to be sailing up here, which is excellent. Are they coming up here or not? Figured it would be the steward because he's too damn old. Oh, we got a few more guests. Any of you good fighters? No? But you're excellent stewardships. 2 more years, and we introduce the Asturleonese people here. Just local settlers. We gotta get up there because they've recently disembarked. They have the best army out of all of them. The Rajput army isn't as good. Just kill the first Shruvia. So we will defend all corners of Sindhu with the Persian assistance. A child is growing in my room. My husband, Constantius, will be proud. Good. Does that hurt my prowess? A little bit. Not too worried. Stand here. So we'll have a clue where they're going to be going. Is that the Asturian army? They're still in retreat mode. There's the Rajput army. They're heading this way. recently disembarked. Yeah, I recall her. She was the best commander of the crusade for Sindh. It's the first time that a female command took on another female command. At least in this region. I'm sure there were plenty of instances of that happening in Europe. Oh! Killed her! Who did it? Gonzalo. You fought well. Fought very well. You killed their best commander. In fact, we destroyed the entire Rajput army. Including a Hindustani Raja, who's a military engineer. Too bad he's landed, but I'm sure he's good money, which I'm not gonna send him back to the front because he's a siege engineer. And who are the others? Looking for potential recruits, you know? Flexible leader? Yeah. Oh, there's an ethnic Rajput. Or Rajasthani, that they say in modern day. I mean, Rajput name, it's some sort of caste or culture group that they refer to there over there in India. When I say culture group, I mean that's Indo-Aryan group. Again, my knowledge of India is kind of, well, it varies. Listen, despite what you think of me, and we've revoked your title, which you may get over it, but how old are you again? 45. You're not in the dungeon, are you? No, you're not. I'll keep you under house arrest for a time because I may need you. In case we lose some good men. Oh, she's not landed. Athletic. I don't think we're allowed to have women as knights in our religion, right? Like, even if it's somebody of the Hindu faith and whatnot? No. But there's some good guests, yeah. Our knights are doing well. So just keep defending our homeland. We haven't seen their forces yet, but they're busy at the moment. We could go on the offense to this region. I mean, we've destroyed their army, so might as well. There might be some loot. Or even capture the Thakurani herself. I mean, she's got money. Merovec approaching, rage in his eyes, with dog in his hand, dragged along by the scruff of his neck as he reaches me, sees that my dear Shadow's woman. I found this piece among other things, and what wasn't chewed to bits was covered in excrement. He's just a dog. I don't care what you think of it, but we got a war to win. Yeah, leading the troops on the front while I'm pregnant. But I ain't scared. And plus, fighting against infidels will definitely help, you know, get our piety up. Because every time when you win a battle against people of a hostile or evil faith that we considered, that's piety. Robust genius. There you go. Catalina. That's not a name we often hear. If I had never had a son before I turned 45, my cousin Eric Gaunt has been showing signs of pregnancy sometime. Everyone thought that her husband Sancho was the father of the child. Now it's become clear that the real father of is nothing than Anna. Panjgur. Oh, that's from a neighbor. You from around here? No? Would love to have you, because you got some skill. Martial skill, but no. We look for ones that have the advantage, but I'm the only one that has the best command advantage. We'll deal with them again after we've devastated the Rajput army. We'll take it from here. Oh, good. Also, you should be doing this. This is to lower maintenance. We already have enough levies. Satyapura is ours. We're well supplied. I mean, it's a long way to the capital. But we got some enemies here. If they wish to retake it, be my guest. I'm gonna go deal with them soon. Seems like taking a long route. But quite honestly, I don't think we should worry about their size. Oh. Head to loot drop. There's only one holding. It's desert, so be careful. What you up to, Gujarat? Defend. Oh dear, this has good fortifications. How long would this siege take? 8 months? We need more mangonels. Well, what about the capital? 3. But it would take a lot of attrition. But we're still in good supply, so I don't think we should worry. The Persians are with us. Hispano-Persians. And now that I have another daughter, which by the way, it's not a matrilineal marriage, so we'll have that betrothal broken once we start making allies with the local Indians, and we'll be okay. Particularly them. They look powerful. Passed through Nirnon, the capital of my spy master, Vassals. When I receive an invitation to visit his mansion, as I arrive, he welcomes me with open arms and a tour. One thing that strikes me is the place full of unfinished projects. I'll stay for a while. I'll help him out with something. This is going to take a lot of kills. A library where the books are stacked in corners, an unfinished building project all over the place, and most notably a whole dining hall and a chest full of gold just standing in the middle of the hallway. His mansion's a mess. Well, I have a stewardship education, so I could think I can help out with the dining hall. All they needed was some dedicated attention. As soon as I have Mayor Vassals' dining hall well on its way to completion, things are looking good, and there are other areas I could still help him out in. Well, that chest of gold looks very unguarded. Hope he doesn't take it the wrong way. To make my spy master more successful in my attempts at approaching him, I can include a compliment in my next mission to his court. I'll be sure to mention his unshakable faith in Allah. As I explained, the risk of keeping a chest of gold out in the open, Mayor Vassals' eyes widened in realization. Oh, of course it shouldn't be out there. Thank you, Queen Aldara. Things are looking good. There are other areas I can help him out in. I'm gonna gamble on it. The books. The poor books. Clean the library. They're here. It's gonna take 10 months. Turn around. Get them out of here. So anyways, Maurice corresponds with the Swords program. I cannot help but think we might both benefit from increased communication. After my army set up camp, I hear commotion from the night's lodgings. Investigating the disturbance, I find Pashang and Gundamaru in the middle of a heated argument while several onlookers urge them on. Well, knowing that I'm a sadist, so I'll have them whipped. I'll get a bit of a martial experience for this. Found books, loose documents, decorated spies. No matter how hard the travel could find no sense in the mess that is Mayor Varshav's library. It was a bumpy road, but I'd done all I could do to help him. Now it's time for bed. Quick, get here, friends. I spot Mayor Varshav's by the entrance, waiting to see me off the morning. As I walk up, I hear her muttering to herself. She really picks this place up, but she ruined my library. Hell, after a quick goodbye, I'm soon on the road back home again. Glad I was able to help. Now I gotta get back to the capital. It's become a habit to walk Shadow daily. I'm not sure which of us enjoy the fresh air and sun the most. Shadow bounds ahead, it looks at me back at Barks as I said to catch up. And on we walk. Medium boost. Oh, the Persians got him. Well, we need to go home and resupply. And reinforce. Yeah, that attrition kicked our ass. Honored supply. We've introduced the Asturleonese culture. Now start collecting taxes, because we need money. Glad you help us out, Fernandu. Brother Fernandu. What about here? 4 levels 3. Forget about the capital. Go to here. Military schools is finished. That means more knights and more knight effectiveness. Let's end this episode real quick. Ramachandra, the Rajput, brilliant strategist. He shall serve me. Chivalric dominance. Knights will be even more effective at their jobs. I received a message from Emperor Fernandu. He claims that my vassal has requested support plot against me. I'll confront him in person. When I present the letter to the Count, the person that accused him of anger, you believe his word over mine? Not always been a loyal servant. I didn't plan to see it down my mind. Perhaps act too quickly. I've always been such a good servant. Public expression of gratitude. Should be it. Yes. War is over. 262 gold in reparation. And gained piety. Very close to Paragon of Virtue, and that'll be it for the first episode. We'll make some advances on the next. Queen of the Indus. And more. But until then, so long for now.